Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Do you want to speak better English, but don't know where to start? Maybe you already study grammar. You try to learn vocabulary. You watch movies in English. You even try to speak sometimes. But still, speaking is difficult. You stop. You forget words. You feel nervous. Why is English still so hard? This is something I hear all the time from my students. They say, "I'm trying so hard. Why am I not getting better?" And the truth is, it's not about trying harder. It's about trying smarter. The way you practice every day makes a big difference. You don't need to study for 10 hours. You don't need to move to another country. You don't need to pay for expensive classes. What you need is smart practice. Every day, just small things, minutes here, minutes there, that help your brain remember and use English in a natural way. In this video, I'll show you smart and easy ways to practice English every day. These are real techniques my students use. Some of them may surprise you. Some of them are so simple, you can start doing them today, right now, wherever you are. And the best part? You don't need books. You don't need a teacher. You don't even need perfect grammar. You just need to use your English the smart way. So stay with me until the end of this video, because tip number 2, that one changed everything for my students. For some of them, it was the first time they could speak English with confidence. It worked for them, and it can work for you too. Let's begin. The brush-offs. The English around you. When people think about learning English, they often imagine sitting in a classroom with a book and a teacher. But the truth is, the best way to learn English is not always inside a classroom. It's all around you. Yes, that's right. Even if you live in a country where people don't speak English, there is still English in your daily life. On your phone, on signs, in shops, on the internet, in music. You just need to learn how to see it. You just need to learn how to see it. In this chapter, I'll show you how to open your eyes, your English eyes, and find English all around you. Let me tell you a story. One of my students, Anna, lives in a small town where no one speaks English. She thought she couldn't learn English because she didn't have anyone to practice with. But I told her, look around. There is English in your world. You just don't see it yet. I gave her a challenge. I said, find good things in English every day. The next day, she said, I found a shampoo bottle with English words. I saw a t-shirt in a shop with English writing. I listened to a song and heard some English words. I opened Instagram and found an English quote. I watched a short video with English subtitles. She was surprised. English was already in her world. She just wasn't paying attention before. This is what I call using your English eyes. From now on, I want you to see the world like it's your English classroom. When you walk down the street, look for signs in English. Read the labels on food or clothes. When you open your phone, read the app names. Don't ignore them. Use them. Even if it's just one word, your brain is learning. Every time you notice English, your brain wakes up and says, "This language is important. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to notice." That is the first step. Now, let's talk about some small changes you can make that will help. You find more English in your daily life without changing your routine. First, change the language on your phone to English. I know it might feel difficult at first, but it's a very smart way to learn. Why? Because you already know where everything is on your phone. You don't need to read every word. But when you see words like settings, messages, photos, update, and download every day, your brain starts to remember them. That's natural learning. You don't need to study those words. You just see them again and again, and your brain learns. Second, follow English pages on social media. On Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, follow pages that post short English tips, English quotes, or fun videos in English. But don't follow difficult pages. Follow pages that use simple English. English for learners. That way, you'll see short, useful English every day. Even if you're just scrolling for fun, your brain is working. You're reading, learning, and seeing how English is used in real life. Third, watch short videos in English with subtitles. I don't mean long movies. I mean short clips, e-minute or minutes. That's enough. Watch with English subtitles. Kamken. Read and listen at the same time. This helps your brain connect words with sounds. Later, try watching without subtitles, or try repeating 1 or 2 lines from the video. Say it out loud. Feel the English in your mouth. Remember, these are small changes. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to notice English and let your brain do the rest. One more thing. Don't skip the English you see every day. Many learners see English words all the time, but they ignore them. Don't do that. For example, if you see a snack with the word crunchy, stop. Ask yourself, what does crunchy mean? Try to guess, look it up later. This is learning. It's not in a book, but it's real. Omar told me he learned new words in 1 week. Just by reading product labels in the supermarket. He made a game out of it. Every time he saw a word he didn't know, he took a photo. Later, he checked the meaning. That's smart learning. That's learning with your English eyes. So here's your challenge. For the next chi days, try to find with things in English around you. It can be anything. A sign, a song, a word on a box, a post on your phone, a line from a video. Don't just see it, notice it, try to understand it, say it out loud. Think about it. Use it in your mind. You don't need a classroom. Your world is the classroom. This is how you begin. This is how English becomes part of your life. Not just something you study, but something you live. Let's keep going. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to speak English. Even when you're alone, you'll be surprised how much your speaking improves. Without a teacher, and without fear. Let's move to chapter R. Mebinit Kershal R. Talk to yourself. Yes, it works. No. Now that you've opened your English eyes and started noticing English around you, it's time for the next big step. Speaking. Many learners are afraid of speaking. They say, I don't know the words. Or, what if I make a mistake? Or, there's no one to talk to in English. I understand. Speaking can feel scary. But here's something most people don't realize. You don't need another person to start speaking. You can talk to yourself. And yes, it really works. Let me explain why. Your brain needs practice to speak. If you only listen, read, or write, but never speak, your brain starts to forget how. You might know a word, but when you want to say it, nothing comes out. You freeze. That's because your mouth is not used to making English sounds. Your brain is not used to building sentences quickly. So the more you speak, the easier it becomes. But you don't need a partner to start. You already have the best speaking partner in the world. You. Talking to yourself in English is one of the most powerful and simple ways to improve your speaking skills. It doesn't cost anything, and you can do it anywhere. Let's start with something very easy. In the morning, when you wake up, say what you're doing in English. Out loud. For example, I'm getting up. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making tea. I feel sleepy. You don't need long sentences. Just speak in simple English about what you are doing. If you don't know a word, skip it or look it up later. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to practice. When you're walking to work, say things like, I see a red car. The weather is hot today. I'm feeling hungry. Even 1 or 2 sentences is good. It keeps your brain active in English. The more you do this, the faster your speaking will improve. You can also practice when you're cooking. I'm cutting vegetables. I need more salt. I love cooking pasta. It may feel strange at first, but with time it becomes natural. You're not just thinking in English, you're speaking it. And this makes a big difference. Another great technique is the mirror speaking method. Stand in front of a mirror, look at yourself, and start talking. You can say, hello, how are you today? Today I feel excited because I'm learning English. I'm going to the market after this. Speak for E-minute, then R-minutes, then woo. Talk about your day, your plans, your feelings. Watch your face. Watch your mouth. This builds confidence. You get used to the sound of your own voice in English. You learn to express emotions. You see how you look when you speak. Some learners feel shy. They think, what if someone hears me? But remember, It's okay to be shy. You don't have to shout. You can speak quietly. You can whisper. You can even talk in your mind. But if you can, speak out loud. It's the best way to train your tongue, your mouth, and your brain. Let me tell you about Rena, one of my students. She used to say nothing in English. She was always afraid. One day, I gave her a small task. Talk to yourself for a minute every morning. She didn't believe it would help. But after 1 month, something changed. She said, "Now when I try to speak English, the words come faster. I don't freeze anymore." Why? Because her brain was ready. Her mouth was ready. She had been practicing every day with herself. Talking to yourself works because it removes the fear. You're not worried about mistakes. You're not worried about grammar. You are free to try, free to play with language, and free to enjoy English. Here are a few more ideas for self-talk. Ask yourself questions. What do I want to eat today? What did I do yesterday? Answer them out loud. Describe something you see. There is a tree outside. It's very tall. Give opinions. I like this song. This food is delicious. You don't need big vocabulary. Just use the words you know. Slowly, new words will come. If you do this every day, even for minutes, your confidence will grow. Now, I want to tell you something important. If you don't speak, your brain forgets how to speak. You can know thousands of words, but if you don't use them, you lose them. That's why self-talk is powerful. It keeps your English alive. It keeps your brain active. It keeps your speaking skills strong. So here's your challenge for this chapter. Talk to yourself in English for minutes every day. You can do it in the morning, while walking, or in front of a mirror. Just speak. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't stop. Just speak. It's okay to feel silly. It's okay to be shy. But keep going. Your English will thank you later. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how reading, just a little every day, can make your English much stronger. Not boring reading. Fun reading. The kind that helps your vocabulary, grammar, and even your speaking. Let's go to chapter 10. When Cashel Sen. Easy English reading. Every day, now that you've started speaking more, even if it's not just to yourself, you're already growing faster than you think. Your brain is becoming more active in English. You're thinking more in English, not just translating. That's powerful. But now, it's time to add one more simple habit. Reading. Now, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about textbook reading. I'm not asking you to open a grammar book and study long paragraphs about history or science with difficult vocabulary. No. That kind of reading is often boring, stressful, and hard to understand, especially for beginners. I'm talking about fun reading, simple reading. the kind that helps you relax while still learning English. Why is reading so important? Because when you read in English, you are doing many things at the same time. You're learning new words. You're seeing grammar in real sentences, not rules, but natural language. You're improving your writing because the more you read, the better you understand how English sentences work. And even your speaking becomes easier because you start to think in English. You see common phrases. You hear the rhythm of English in your head. You learn how to speak without translating word by word. And the best part? You don't need to read for hours. You don't need to finish a book. You just need a few minutes every day. Let me introduce you to something called the Wu-Minute Reading Rule. Every day, read in English for just Wu minutes. That's it. You can do it while drinking tea, sitting on the bus, or before bed. Just Wu minutes. But make it a habit. Do it every day. But what should you read? You can read short stories made for English learners. These are usually written in easy language and focus on everyday topics. Or you can read comics or graphic novels. They have pictures to help you understand, and the dialogue is usually short and simple. You can also read English blog posts, like travel blogs, recipe blogs, or blogs for language learners. Even Instagram captions and YouTube subtitles are useful. Yes, subtitles count as reading. If you watch a short video with English subtitles, your eyes are reading and your ears are listening at the same time. It's a powerful way to learn, you might say. But I don't understand every word. That's okay. You don't need to. When you were a child learning your first language, did you understand every word at first? No. But your brain slowly learned from the words you heard and saw again and again. The same happens with English. The more you read, the more your brain learns, naturally, without stress. Let me share a story with you. Many years ago, in Itzen Jubite Lo Wu, there was an experiment in America. The teachers gave a group of boys who had done small crimes and didn't like school, free books. These books were not for school. They were fun books, like James Bond or detective stories. The boys didn't have to read them. There were no tests. But guess what? The boys read them. A lot. Some boys read a book every 2 days. After 2 years, they tested the boys. The boys who read the fun books had much better reading and writing skills than the boys who didn't. Even more, they enjoyed learning again, all because they read for fun. And this doesn't only work for native speakers. Another experiment happened in the Fiji Islands with students learning English. Some students read fun, easy books. Others didn't. The students who read got better at English faster and more naturally. Reading works. But you have to enjoy it. That's why I say, don't force yourself to read something you hate. Find what you like. Maybe it's a short romantic story. Maybe it's a funny cartoon. Maybe it's blog about cooking or animals. When you enjoy what you read, you'll want to do it again and again. And that's how learning becomes easy. Now, here's a tip to make your reading twice as powerful. Read aloud. Yes, speak the words as you read them. Why? Because when you read out loud, you also practice speaking and pronunciation. You train your mouth to move in English. You hear your voice in English. You connect reading with speaking. And that's a smart way to improve two skills at the same time. One of my students, Sarah, started with reading one short story a day. Just samby words. She read it out loud every night before bed. After 1 month, she said something interesting. I don't feel nervous when I speak English anymore. The words come easier. She didn't go to any class. She just read every day, and she read aloud. It changed everything. So what should you do now? Here's your challenge. Every day, read something fun in English for 5 minutes. It can be a short story, a blog, a comic, or subtitles. If possible, read it aloud. Don't use a dictionary every time. Just guess and keep going. Whoa! If you enjoy it, read for longer. If not, stop at 5 minutes. But do it every day. Because here's the truth. One short story a day can change your English. It's not about being perfect. It's not about studying hard. It's about doing small, smart things. Again, again. That's how real learning happens. And now that you're reading more, we're ready for the next step. Writing. But don't worry. It's not what you think. In the next chapter, I'll show you how writing just 1 sentence a day can help your English grow faster than you ever imagined. Let's go to chapter 4, Danai Sheshanov. 4. Writing made easy. Just 1 sentence. Let's be honest. Most people feel scared when it comes to writing in English. Maybe you feel that way too. You're not alone. My students often say things like, I can speak a little. I can read and listen. But writing? That's too hard. They worry about spelling, grammar, punctuation, sentence structure. And because they feel worried, they don't write at all. But here's the truth. Writing doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start. And today, I'm going to show you a simple way to start writing in English. Just 1 sentence at a time. Yes, really. 1 sentence a day is enough to build confidence and make real progress. Let's begin with a question. Why is writing important when learning English? Because writing helps you think clearly. When you write, you are using the words inside your brain. You are choosing the vocabulary, building the sentence, checking if it makes sense. It's like organizing your English thoughts on paper or your phone. You slow down and really think in English. And when you can write your thoughts, something magical happens. You can also speak your thoughts. Writing builds your confidence. Writing makes your grammar stronger. Writing helps you remember vocabulary. And the best part? Writing helps you speak more easily, because you've already practiced the words in your mind. But remember this: writing is not a test. It's not about perfect grammar or spelling. It's about using English. That's all. So, how do we start? Simple. Start a one-sentence diary. Every day, write just one sentence in English. That's it. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. You don't need to explain your life story. Just one sentence. Something true. Something simple. For example, today I feel tired. I ate rice for lunch. The weather is hot. I watched a funny video on YouTube. I miss my friend. These are not difficult sentences. You already know the words, but when you write them, you're training your brain to express thoughts in English. Many learners say, "But what if I make a mistake?" I say, "Great!" That means you're learning. Mistakes are part of the process. Don't wait to be perfect. Just write. Now let's talk about how one sentence can grow. Start with one sentence today. Tomorrow, write 2. Next week, maybe you'll write 3. Soon, without stress or pressure, you'll be writing small paragraphs. Let me tell you about one of my students, Musa. When we started, he didn't like writing. He said it made him feel slow. He only wrote answers in his workbook. I told him, forget the workbook. Start writing just one sentence every day about your life. At first, his sentences were short. I am at work. I don't like the rain. Then after a few weeks, he wrote longer ideas. I had a good day because I finished my project. After 2 months, he was writing full paragraphs in English about his weekend, his family, his job. He was still making some mistakes, yes. But his writing was alive. It was real. And guess what? His speaking also got better, because now he was used to forming sentences in English. He had practiced them already, in writing. Now, I want to share a simple trick to help you start writing. Today, use sentence starters like these. Today I feel, I want to. I don't like, I think. I remember. These help you begin your sentence. Then just finish it in your own words. Don't overthink it. Don't check the grammar right away. Just write. You can use a notebook, your phone, or a Google Doc. Some learners like to write in a private diary. Others post their sentence on Instagram or in a language learning group. You decide. The important thing is, do it every day. You can also set a timer. Say to yourself, I will write for R minutes, not more. Just R minutes. You'll be surprised how quickly the words come. Here's something beautiful to remember. If you can write your thoughts, you can speak your thoughts. That sentence is true. I've seen it again and again. Writing is like quiet speaking. It gives your brain time to build sentences. It teaches you how to say what you really mean, and it gives you confidence. The kind of confidence that shows when you speak out loud. So here's your challenge for this chapter. Write one sentence in English every day. Start today. Don't wait for the right moment. Use your own life. What you see, what you feel, what you do. Make it real. Make it simple, but make it daily. Because the power of English is not in big tests or long essays. It's in small, daily habits. Just like reading 5 minutes a day. Writing one sentence can completely change your journey. Now, you're speaking, you're reading, you're writing. What's next? In the next chapter, I'll show you a fun and smart way to learn English through listening. Using songs, short videos, and even your favorite podcasts. You'll train your ears and improve your understanding in a way that feels natural and fun. Let's move on to chapter WOV. Wanhesherif WOV. English with friends. Even if they don't speak English, now you're speaking more. Reading daily, and even writing a little. That's already amazing progress. But there's something else that can make your English grow even faster. Doing it with a friend. Yes, you can learn English alone. I've shown you how, but learning with someone else makes the journey easier, more fun, and more powerful. And here's the best part. Your friend doesn't need to be fluent in English. They don't even need to be better than you. They can be a beginner too. In fact, that can be even better, because when two beginners learn together, something special happens. You feel safe, not judged. You laugh, you help each other. You grow together. Many learners wait to speak English until they find a perfect speaking partner. Maybe a native speaker or a professional teacher. But let me tell you a secret. You don't need a native speaker to practice English. You need someone who's willing to try. Someone who's not afraid to make mistakes. Someone like your friend. Let's say you and your friend are both beginners. Great! You can start a 5 minute English talk every day. Just 5 minutes. You can talk about your day, your food, your job, your dreams. You don't need difficult words. You just need to try. Start simple. What did you eat today? How do you feel today? What will you do this weekend? Even simple questions like this can build your vocabulary, help you think faster, and boost your speaking confidence. I had 2 students, Liza and Armin. Both were very shy. Their grammar wasn't great. Their vocabulary was small. But they agreed to talk in English for 5 minutes every day after class. Just the 2 of them. No teacher. No corrections. Just practice. At first, they laughed a lot, not because it was funny, but because they were nervous. They made many mistakes. They forgot words. They used hand signals and sound effects to explain things. But they kept going. After 1 month, their sentences were clearer. They were using new words. Their speaking speed increased. Why? Because they created a safe space. A space where mistakes were normal. A space where English was not a test. It was a tool for connection. So, what can you do? First, choose one friend. You can talk to them in person, on the phone, or even send voice messages. The goal is to use English together, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Second, try this fun idea. Pick one day of the week and call it English Day. For example, on Wednesday, we speak only English, even if it's just small talk. You'll laugh. You'll forget words, but you'll learn so much. You can say things like, "Let's try English today." "Let's order coffee in English." "Let's play a game in English." These small changes help English feel like a part of life, not something separate or scary, and if you don't have a friend nearby, no problem. The internet is full of learners like you. You can find a speaking buddy online. There are many apps, YouTube channels, Facebook groups, and language forums where people want to practice English. Here are some places to look. Language exchange apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky. YouTube comments. Reply to other learners in English. English learning communities on Facebook or Reddit. Start small. "Hi, I'm learning English too. Would you like to practice together?" You'll be surprised. How many people say yes? One of my students, Omar, found his English partner on a cooking forum. They both loved food, so they started talking about recipes in English. At first, it was just writing, then voice messages. Now they do short video calls in English every week. They are both beginners, but they push each other. They make mistakes together, and they laugh a lot, because that's what learning with a friend looks like. Support, not stress. And here's something important to remember. Making mistakes together is easier than making them alone. When you're with a friend, you don't feel embarrassed. You laugh about your mistakes. You help each other fix them. You feel brave, and bravery is the secret to good speaking. I want you to hear this clearly. You do not need to wait until you're fluent to speak. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You are ready now, even with just a few words. Because together, we grow faster, even if we're beginners. So, here's your challenge for this chapter. Find one person to practice English with. Just minutes a day. It can be your classmate, your cousin, your neighbor, or someone online. Start with small questions. Choose a day to speak only English, and remember, mistakes are welcome. That's how we learn. Well, now, you're not just learning English. You're sharing it. You're making it a part of your relationships, your fun, your real life. And that makes it stronger. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the final tip, and it's the most powerful one. It's something that changed my students' lives completely. So stay with me for Chapter Y. It's the tip that brings everything together. with no pesha fix. Smart English listening, ears open all day. You've come so far already. You've started noticing English around you. You're talking to yourself, reading for fun, writing one sentence a day, and even practicing with friends. That's already a full, smart English practice routine. But there's one final piece to complete the picture, and it's a big one. It's called listening. Yes, listening. Just using your ears. It sounds so simple, and it is. But it's also one of the most powerful and natural ways to learn any language. Think about how you learned your first language, your mother tongue. You didn't start with reading or writing or grammar. No, you started with listening. Your parents spoke to you. You heard voices all day long. Okay? At first, you didn't understand anything. But your brain was listening. It was learning the sounds, the rhythm, the words. And slowly, after a year or two, you began to speak. It's the same with English. Your brain still knows how to learn this way. You just have to give it a chance. So, how do you do that? It's actually easier than you think. You don't need to sit down and study. You don't need to understand every word. You just need to listen to English every day. Every day. Like background music. Tori. Put on easy English content while you cook, clean, walk, exercise, travel. Get ready in the morning. Let English surround you. There are so many easy and fun ways to do this. Podcasts for beginners. Children's shows with simple language. YouTube videos made for learners. Audiobooks with slow reading. Even Instagram Reels or TikTok videos in English. Choose what you enjoy. It's okay if it's funny, silly, or even childish. The goal is to get used to the sound of English. The feeling of English, not perfect understanding. And here's something important. You don't need to understand every word. You don't even need to try. Just listen. Let your brain do the work. It will begin to recognize common words. You'll start to hear sentence patterns. You'll remember phrases without effort. That's the power of natural listening. Think of it like music. When you listen to your favorite song many times, you start singing it. You don't memorize it. Your brain just learns it through repetition. English is the same. The more you hear it, the more you understand. Naturally. One of my favorite tips is this. Watch something with subtitles. Then watch it again without subtitles. First, turn on the subtitles so you can read and listen together. This helps connect words to sounds. Then watch the same video again, but without subtitles. This time, let your ears do the work. You'll be surprised how much you understand the second time, and if you hear a word or phrase that you like, repeat it out loud. Try to copy the speaker's rhythm and tone. You don't have to write it down. Just say it. Speak it into the air. Your ears heard it. Your mouth repeated it. And now your brain remembers it. This is called shadowing, listening and repeating. And it's one of the fastest ways to sound more natural in English. Now I want to share a short story. One of my students, Prizia, had no time for English classes. She worked full-time and took care of her family, but she made one small change. Every day while cleaning the kitchen, she listened to English podcasts. At first, she understood maybe Bifinger Arsers, Pank, but she kept listening. Every day. After 1 month, she could understand more. After 2 months, she started repeating the phrases. After 3 months, her speaking became more natural, without taking a single class. That's the power of smart listening. You don't need time. You need habit. So here's your challenge for this chapter. Choose one easy English podcast or video. Listen while doing something else. Don't try to study. Just enjoy the sound. Do it every day, even for 2 minutes. And remember, you learned your first language by listening, and you can do it again. You don't need a classroom. You don't need expensive tools. You just need open ears, a little time, and a lot of patience. This is how children learn. This is how adults can learn too. You've now completed the Lick Smart Ways to Practice English. Every day, noticing English around you are talking to yourself, son, rating for fun, sir, writing 1 sentence a day, woof, practicing with friends, 1, listening all day like background music. These are not hard. They don't need money. They don't need perfection. But if you do them every day, they can change your English forever. Gegned and now. Here's my final message to you. Now you know the You're smart. Simple ways to practice English every day. And none of them require money, a classroom, or even extra time. You just need to use your time smarter. Start small. Start today. Speak a sentence. Read for 5 minutes. Listen while you clean. These small steps become big progress over time. If this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Tell me which tip you liked the most. Are you going to start talking to yourself? Or maybe listen to English while cooking? I read every comment, and I'd love to know how you're learning. Let's grow together. Let's make English part of your daily life. Thanks for watching. And remember, keep learning every single day. See you in the next video.